Howdy campers. Today we're going to make a little bit of chicken. This is a free range chicken. It's got nice plump firm breasts. Looks like he was quite a runner. We're going to make a beer can chicken, only we're going to do it with a little bit of a twist today. I've got a ginger teriyaki rub that we're going to rub on the chicken. Then we're going to put the beer can in the chicken beer can holder. And about half of it's got to disappear. Then we're going to mix in some zesty Italian dressing in with the beer, put our chicken on the holder, and put it into the 7-in-1 smoker. Well, here we are with the Masterbuilt 7-in-1 smoker. A finer machine I've never seen. First thing we're going to do is get this bad boy lit up and get it up to temperature. There we go. We got some heat going. Put this back on top. That's going to sit right down on there. We're going to give it a minute or two to warm up. We want to get that right up to around 200 degrees. And then we're going to put in our wood chips. What we have here today, we've got brewing. We've got some hickory chips, and they've been sitting in a mixture of beer and coffee. We're going to strain that coffee and beer off there. And when that gets up to temperature up to 200 degrees, we're going to put these wood chips in there and put our chicken on, and we're in business. Well, now it's time to put the rub on the chicken. You got to get friendly with your chicken. Now, and what we have here today is a ginger teriyaki rub. What you want to do is you want to get that spread on there, nice and even, and work it into the skin so it's completely covered. There, that chicken is rubbed down. We're just going to check our temperature on our barbecue. We're at about 175, so we're getting pretty close. Now, what we want to put this chicken on is a beer. But unfortunately, the full beer is too much, and we want to mix some zesty Italian dressing in with the beer to give a little bit more flavor coming through the chicken. So I'll have to get rid of half of the beer. Excuse me. Oh, that's good. Now, I'm going to add a little zesty Italian in with the beer. As this is steaming off, it's going to give the inside of that chicken a nice flavor. Oh, there we go. What we're going to do is put the beer can in here. Now this is the part that I like, but the chicken doesn't really. Make sure to get them right up over top of that beer can. Come on, little buddy. You can do it. Now, once you've got your chicken perched, you want to add just a little more rub. Make sure that everything's covered good. This is the last time you're going to touch this bird until he's done smoking. Well, now that we've got our chicken all spiced up, sitting on the beer can, it's time to move them over to the smoker. Now with this 7-in-1 smoker, it's got 3 stages. We've got the bottom grill, which is what we're going to put the chicken on today. First we got to take this grill out. We'll just set it down. Now goes in the mixture of the hickory chips that have been soaking in beer and coffee. We'll get all them bad boys in there. Everybody into the pool. What's going to happen is it's going to take a little while for these to get going, but you're going to get some nice steam, some nice flavor off of those chips. Put the rack back on. There we go. Now we'll get Mr. Chicken. Mr. Chicken goes in the pot. Get him sitting there nicely. Oh, it's too tall. We're going to have to take the top rack out too. I'm afraid. Now Mr. Chicken is ready to go. We'll just set the damper down a little bit. We'll save all the smoke in there that we can. There we go. And we're sitting right at about 225. Now that bird's going to cook in there for about 3.5 to 4 hours until we get the internal temperature up to 180 degrees. And that's how we do beer can chicken. We've got our chicken on the smoker there, and we've got to kill some time. So generally what we do is we like to sit around the campfire and we'll tell a couple stories and see how we're cooking chicken today. I thought I'd tell the ladies a story about a chicken we had on the farm. I used to be a small farmer, and one fall we were getting ready to combine. And went to set the sieves at the back of the combine. It's a big machine. There's a set of shakers you got to sit. I look through these shakers, and what do I see? I see this chicken sitting there looking at me. He's like, quack, 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 looking at me. And I want to go combining because it's harvest time. My dad wants to go combining. Everybody's excited. Well, we can't get this chicken out of there. We tried poking him. We tried getting the air compressor fired up, put the wand there, sprayed it at him. He just black, black, black. So fine. Finally I got disgusted, jumped in the combine and threw the PTO into gear, and the combine started up. This chicken comes flying out the side of the combine. Away he goes. And what do I see? My dog's on him like white on rice, chasing this chicken across the yard. I thought, well, if you can outrun that dog, you're a pretty good chicken. Chicken made it into the hen house, chicken safe. So he's made it through the combine. He's escaped the dog. I thought, you're a pretty tough chicken, we'll let you live. We went out combining that day. Come in that night, next morning I go into the shop to get my tools, and there's that chicken sitting on top of my toolbox pooping on my tools. I kid you not. So I just got a little excited. I grabbed that chicken by the neck to haul him back over to the chicken barn, and as I'm walking across the yard I realized the chicken has gone limp in my hand, that I subconsciously squeezed a little too hard and he passed out. So I said, okay. I threw him in a burning barrel. I thought, he's a done chicken. I carried on doing my chores. Dad and I went combining that day, and that night I come home for supper. My son at that time would have been about 10 or 11. We're having supper, and he says, Dad, you know that chicken that you threw in the burning barrel? He's still alive. So I shot him for you. So when your number's up, just like that chicken in the smoker. That's our story of chicken for today, folks. Now we're going to make a side dish to go with our beer can chicken. And what we're going to go with here today is potatoes and foil. In these two packages I have potatoes and onions and a mixture of this special butter that I made. I just take a brick of butter, melt it down, then add in 3 to 4 heaping tablespoons of fresh dill if you have it. If not, you can get dill from the store. And then the juice from 6 to 7 lemons. Squeeze that in there as it's melted. Pour it in a bowl, put it back in the fridge and let it reharden. And the reason I like to do that is because when you're trying to get that lemony taste into your potatoes, it's hard to get it spread through, and with the butter it spreads through nice and it makes a nice sauce. So now we're going to slice these potatoes up, put the butter in there, wrap the foil on, and then they'll go over into the 7-1 cooker at about 400 degrees for about an hour. Okay, now we've got the potatoes all cut up, and we've spread our butter in the middle of it. And I like to generally just take it and go from corner to corner, give it a good wrap. Peel off this end, fold it over, shake it down, make sure you get everything in there. You want to seal the juices up there and have it smoke or cook in its own steam. And there we have it. We're going to be making some ribs, some nice pork ribs, along with the potatoes we've already made. And these ribs are super good and super easy to make. First thing you're going to need is some Saskatchewan steak seasoning. You can get that at, here we get it at the local co-op store. Or butcher, your local butcher might have it if you ask for it, you'll know where to get it. You just want to sprinkle that on there, get a good covering with it. And then we're going to put on, this is chicken oxo, and what we're putting this on for is this is going to help seal in the juices on the pork. That's very important, otherwise it'll just dry out. You want to get a good liberal sprinkling like that on your ribs. Maybe just spread it around a little bit so it gets a good coverage. We're going to do that to both sides, and then just before we go to put it on the barbecue, we're we're going to coat that with a little bit of oyster sauce just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. So these ribs are going to sit here and soak up these spices, for probably an hour or so. And then we'll throw them on the barbecue. So once we're done spicing this side up, we'll wrap these puppies up in foil, let them sit so they can absorb that nice Saskatchewan steak spice. Like I say, in about an hour we'll put these on the barbecue. And it's a super easy way to make some really tasty ribs. Fold them up, flies can't get at it, and we're good to go to sit by the campfire for another hour. We're just going to check our chicken in the smoker here now. It's been in here about an hour. And we put the rub on it, a ginger teriyaki char rub. We're just going to have a look, see how it's looking here. And look at got the nice smoke coming out of there, the beer and coffee soaked hickory chips, and our chicken's turning a nice, beautiful brown. Give that a couple more hours and it's going to be delicious. Okay, now what we're going to do here is I'm going to put the oyster sauce onto the ribs. Give her a good liberal coating. Just so they all get a little bit on there. You want to kind of rub it around a little bit. Oh, yeah. Give them a half a flip. Get some on the back side. And these ribs, 2 racks, are going to go in to the smoker. The smoker's about 250 right now. It's smoking really good, so we're going to put these ribs in there for probably about an hour, just so that they can take on the flavor of the smoke. And then we'll pull them out and finish them on the grill. Crossways, kind of just like that. Oh yeah. Perfect. I'll let them guys sit in the smoker at 250 for about an hour, and then we'll check them again. Well, now's the time to see if all of this work has paid off. I'm just going to check our chicken quick. Put the thermometer in there right down to the breast, to the bone, and you're going to want it to get up there between 170 and 180. And it's climbing up there. Our ribs have been on the side, slowly cooking and smoking. They're done to perfection, so our chicken is hitting right at that 175. It's time to come off. Our potatoes are done in here. We're going to take them off, and we're going to put everything on the table, and we're going to get out of the rain and enjoy this first campfire cooking episode. Here we go. Now this is the end product of our rubbed hickory smoked with beer and coffee chicken. I can't wait to cut into it. It looks absolutely lovely. We've got a group of people just waiting to eat. Right? After all an afternoon of working barbecue and smoking, we've got these delicious potatoes with lemon, dill, butter, and then we have the potatoes with the onions. We got the fresh vegetable platter. We're going to have some Rancher's salad dressing with a little bit of Frank's Red Hot sauce in there. Our smoked ribs turned out just beautifully. You can see that beautiful nice little smoke ring around the edge of the meat. The meat's falling off the bone. Same with the chicken. The chicken's got a beautiful, just red smoke in it, and it just falls apart. I can't talk anymore. I gotta eat because it just looks so good.